What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Fellaini's Rulebreaker. He was the new addition to obviously the objectives, and I really didn't expect him to come out. Obviously you can only get 4 days worth of him, and he only takes 7 games to actually do. If you need any tips, tricks or anything to help you basically get this card a little bit quicker, just kind of point out some of the normal things and things that you can do as you're going through the game, check down below for the video of how to complete him fast as possible. So let's get into him then. So he's had a massive pace increase. I didn't think it was actually this much, but he's got a 52 pace increase. I think one of the most pace increases we've seen. I know we got a bronze to like a 93 last year with the oldest player in the I think in football at the moment, but he's had a 52 on his pace, 12 shooting, 8 passing, 17 dribbling, 5 defending and -7 on the physical. So obviously he does look quite a nice card, and I'm very interested to see if he performs. He still is a 3-star, so that is always something. He has got power header and injury prone as his 2 traits, and to be honest, I do like the look of the card in terms of stats. The only problem is he is gonna still be quite a bulky or very stiff card. I can't see him really changing loads, and that is just natural anyway. The big thing for me, I think, with this is straight off the bat, like I've said before, this is gonna be a perfect icon swaps player because he's in the Chinese league. Obviously he does kind of catch the Belgium team as well. I don't know, we'll have to have a look at the end how many kind of midfielders we've got for Belgium. I know we've obviously got KDB, but without really sitting down, I don't know the top players, and Fellaini definitely could fit himself in there. Just a nice little free card to add into 2 of the squads to go forward. A little bit of a kind of a card collector more than anything, but I'm interested to see what this card can do, so let's jump into him and see what he can do. Fellaini, oh, is going for it, goes for the big ball. It's not the greatest. We knew that long pass was kind of just a hit and hope, if anything. Find it into Fellaini's feet. He definitely is a more quicker version. You can really tell the difference between obviously the 2, or at least I would hope so, because obviously we haven't necessarily used his 75. Let's face it, we can't all kid ourselves, we definitely haven't. But in terms of kind of the difference between 34 pace and 80 something pace, I'm pretty sure we know that we could actually see that difference. And again, we find him, he doesn't actually have that bad animations, to be fair to him. His passing, especially ground game, is really nice. But in terms of animations, not awful. And he is just an absolute big unit. And you know me, I do love a good free card. Gone for the risk of a pass there, does actually pay off, and again just keeps the ball nice and tidy in his grasp. Gonna try and find it with him, and I can imagine if anything like last year, he actually has some decent sort of long shots, and the best thing is he just reaches the ball, almost getting it in. Defender nearly fumbling the bag there, and again look at the size of him in that box. It's just a shame there, but we know that's going to be a perfect tactic. We're going to see a lot of people doing that, is just throwing the ball in the air to him, because he is just huge. I think I want to say he's only 6'4", I think we read. Yeah, we're only 6'4", so he's really not like massive, but definitely looks a hell of a lot bigger because of that afro. And again with a header, literally every single time. At the minute, he's a completion rate of 2 out of 2 in terms of headers. We do find him back here. Goes for the Thunderbolt, and Gundogan's going to put his body in the way. But I think in general, yeah, he's going to be a nice free card regardless. Like, he's not necessarily going to be changing many people's teams. Go on, give a hit. It's a good block. But in terms of a free card, I think he's actually not a bad one. There's definitely worse cards we've had out there in terms of even Andre, to be honest. Even though, yes, he had the chance to upgrade, he really wasn't having the chance to upgrade. Fellaini definitely isn't a bad card, to be honest. I thought he was going to be a hell of a lot worse. Just naturally, oh, that's poor. Just naturally from what I've seen, kind of upgraded cards before of that sort of magnitude. But in terms of this card, I actually think he's relatively okay. He's not necessarily going to be in many people's foot champs teams, I can say that. But in terms of kind of objective and maybe even rivals, to be honest, I think you could definitely kind of get away with maybe the mid-tier league. I think as soon as you put him into Elite or Division 1, he's just not, unfortunately, going to have a Scooby-Doo what to do. He just manages to bulk himself through with the ball as well. It's just incredible to see. What a goal. Finding him again. Like I say, he manages to just get the ball forward. I don't know what he's doing, how he's doing it. He's just managing to find everything. The tackles, the passes. I don't know if it is just a kind of sheer luck at this point, but most definitely a fantastic kind of passer of the ball. Fellaini. Gonna go for the finesse. To hit and hope, really. Oh, Fellaini. Oh, and he gets him. Mahrez with a beautiful... Into Fellaini. Gonna just see him rock them challenges. It's absolutely brilliant. Obviously, the pace increase is got to be somewhat decent, and that's a stunning goal. Fellaini is watching that centre like a hawk, but it is passed straight past him, and then a fantastic challenge to get it back. Fellaini to see this out. He's got a nice amount of pace on him. Does manage to run past somebody. Very, very nice indeed. So going into the overall for Fellaini then. So in terms of the upgrade, like I said, 52 pace, which is massive. 12 shooting, 5 defending, 17 dribbling, and the 8 passing. Obviously losing out on 7 physical, taking it down from an 87 all the way down to an 80, which... to be honest, is not that bad for him. He does definitely feel taller. I think it is the afro that makes him almost like 6'6", 6'7", but genuinely a big old unit in the midfield. Obviously, in terms of animations, he's actually not got terrible. They're not necessarily completely shot, but they are a little bit stiff at times, and that is just natural with this sort of card. Even with the massive pace increase, which you definitely can tell the difference between, you definitely notice that he is a bit quicker, but his size alone is going to hold him back at some point. Even if you're giving him 99 pace, he again will feel a lot quicker, but in terms of the max speed, he is not quite there for it. Obviously, in terms of dribbling, we've got a relatively round stat, and I think, to be honest, they've given him quite a nice upgrade. I really cannot lie with you. I think definitely throughout has been a pleasant experience with him. But in terms of the objectives of what you've actually got to do for him, we're going to run through them. So you've got score goals during 7 separate matches. That is the longest requirement you've got to do. So it is literally as it sounds. Score 1 goal, and then just wait the match out. If they quit, they quit. If not, you've done it as soon as you've left. You don't need to win that one. Then assist 4 goals, players using with players using 75 minimum on their physical. You will find a lot of your midfield. Maybe some wingers will have it. Not always. I know personally Aubameyang and Messi don't have it. Mane does, and then obviously my 3 midfielders in KDB, Kante, and then also Verratti do have that. So any assist from them is a bonus, and you can do that in one match if you wanted. Score 3 goals using midfielders. Again, you will just whack a midfielder up front, or naturally you will find somebody just chilling around the box and you'll get a goal. And then a final one, win 4 matches with having at least 1 Belgium player in your starting lineup. Again, KDB, you've got 9 Golem. Let's have a look. You've got Hazard, you've got Lukaku. There is a long list. You've even can go Casteels. There's no goal requirement. It is literally just being in your team. So they don't actually have to do anything. So even if you kind of went for somebody as a left back and then just changed them halfway through, it really would not matter one bit. But I think for me, for Fellaini, the big increase is obviously his pace. That is definitely something you can really tell. Shooting-wise was okay, nothing too spectacular. Passing actually was quite nice. His short, drilled passes worked absolute wonders. So fantastic stuff there. In terms of physicality, I felt like his kind of height was doing most of the strength. Obviously defending with the shadow. It was the shadow. Was it a powerhouse that we put on him? I want to say, did we put a shadow on him? I cannot remember. It might have been a powerhouse. If it says it here, more than likely I put the powerhouse on instead. I probably went for the shadow to start with, but then probably guessed against it. 97 pace Fellaini would be absolutely mad, but obviously the powerhouse gets defending and passing up, which I suppose 97 short pass, 85 long, as well as the 85 interceptions, 82 defensive awareness, and 96 stand. Probably a lot better for a CDM, I would say, definitely, and that's probably why his defending was quite good. Really felt nice on the stand-up as well, not necessarily sliding. I don't really do that too much because it takes you out of the game, so the stand-up, the interceptions are always pretty good from a DM. I feel like they get into the position quite well, so having 85 on that is incredible. And then obviously the dribbling, it's pretty bog standard. He's not necessarily awful. He is a little bit slower on the ball than most midfielders, but nothing to say he is totally unusable. I just don't think he's going to make it into the major leagues, the elites, the rank 1s. He's going to be more sitting at rank 3 in champs 4. Then obviously you're looking at maybe like division 4, division 3 in terms of rivals, depending on what point of the year you're watching this video. But overall for me, I think Fellaini as a free card is a 10. That is fantastic. I love the pace increase. I think the well-rounded stats are quite a nice touch. Obviously I would have loved a 4-star, but we can't all get what we want. I'm going to personally give him a solid 8 out of 10 in terms of card. I think he is a good card, just not necessarily the one to go competitive with. So if you did enjoy the video and you are going to do Fellaini, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.